multiplying something to get 25x squared? Hey, what are you multiplying? Aren't you just multiplying 25 and x squared? Okay, what's nice about 25?
Perfect square.
What's nice about x squared?
Perfect square.
So look how nice this one is. So let's break this up into two perfect. So what Bailey just asked, and I think Jack was asking the same question, is, are there any times when we're going to have both of the factors perfect squares? There's your answer right there. All right, so we're going to break this up into the square root of what first? 25 times the square root of what? X squared. And they're both perfect squares. So what is the square root of 25? 5. What is the square root of x squared?
X.
And there's my answer.
Cool.
That was pretty nice, huh? Okay, sometimes you're going to be given perfect squares, or both, or the whole thing is made up of perfect squares. All right, but let's try a little harder one though. So that wasn't the easiest one then. But what if I throw in one like this though? I'll do it right here. Now, there are times that you're going to have more than 2 factors. But what do I mean by that? Because I can't break up 9x cubed into only 2 factors, can I? Think about that. First of all, what do we know about 9?
Perfect square.
9 is a perfect square, isn't it? So let's go ahead and break that. Let's take that and put the square root of 9 down first. Times, but look at what I'm doing. How many arrows do I have left? 2 more, because guys, is x cubed a perfect square? Is x cubed a perfect square?
No.
No, but does it have a perfect square factor? Which one is it? What is it? What do you multiply to get x cubed? X times what?
X squared.
Right, because isn't x squared a what?
Perfect square.
Yes. How do we get, remember when we did our product properties with exponentials? Isn't x cubed times x, x to the third, because we add our exponents? So that means that if we multiply x times x squared, we can get x cubed. And that means that we can use x squared as a perfect square factor. So watch what I do. I'm breaking up x cubed into the square root of x squared times the square root of x. Good. Now there are times when you're going to have to break up a radical into more than 2 perfect square factors. Or more than 2 factors. Okay, this is the case. This is what I mean. So not all the time are they going to give you nice only perfect squares. You're going to have to break up a cube sometimes. All right, which ones of these can I simplify because they're perfect squares? The 9 and what else?
X squared.
Right, okay, so let's cross this out. What's the square root of 9? 3. What's the square root of x squared? X. And what cannot be simplified?
X.
Right, because there's no perfect square factors of x, right? So we're going to leave it under the radical, aren't we? And there is my answer. You want to try one of those yourself? See if you can do one of those yourself. All right, I'll give you one very similar. Very, very similar. So I'm going to have you guys try this one. Okay, and if you guys get this one right, we'll go on to the next section. And we're getting close to being, well, we got another one we have to do here after this. All right, the square root of 25x cubed. All right, do that one yourself. You still got to do the quotient property of radicals, and we'll be done. Okay, how did you guys do? How many radicals did you separate this into, Stephen?
3.
3. Okay, tell me what they were.
25
25.
Square root of 25, yep, times
X squared.
the square root of x squared
And then X.
and the square root of x. Good. Which ones are perfect squares?
25.
Right, where's the square root of 25? 5, which is square root of x squared.
X.
And what's left?
Square root of X.
Awesome, you guys are awesome. All right, okay, we're done with this part. Let's move on to the next part. The next part's taking this property and reversing it now. Now I'm going to give you separate radicals and ask you to multiply them together to get the product of the square root of AB.